So, time to fight the Lexus again. Hopefully this will be the last video related to just trying to get the damn thing started. I've done a little bit of research and I think I've got just the main power related issue because, well, anyway, I'll show you. Let's get to it. So, here's where we're at. I had found out when I turned the key in the on position, this is the EFI main relay spot. This is, plugged in there. Whoop-dee. But anytime I turn the key in the on position, I'd get no clicks whatsoever from this thing. And I think I said this in another video, I had flipped these two because I know the horn works. So I figured, okay, sanity check. It still did not click. Well, I'm not sure which port is which. What I know here, let's see if I can get that. This port, without shaking, this port is a constant power. So whether the car is on or off, it will have 12 volts, which it does. Now, this port, or that port there, should have 12 volts when you turn the key in the on position. It gets nothing. Okay, or it registers like 0.3 volts or 1.3 millivolts or whatever. So, when turning on the ignition, it is not doing jack squat. So, what I'm going to do is, one, maybe try and show the diagram that I'm talking about here. Hopefully I found it. And if I did, there you go. So it should be going through this AM2 fuse. And I need to go look at that document again, or that file. Oh, that seems like a bad idea. And just verify that, okay, you turn the ignition on, it should go through here. Then I believe there is an EFI fuse, or not an EFI fuse, but an ignition fuse, because there's not one down here. Let's see how, whatever. But yeah, you can tell there, kind of, sort of. AM2 is the bottom one, 30 amps. So I'm going to probably remove this, verify its condition, and then after that, go look at the document and see what else I'm missing. So yeah, let's start taking shit apart. That is an 8mm bolt here, 10mm bolt there. So there was like just a little bit of dirt and things like that on this, and I mean I could already tell before I even removed it. Let's see if I can get close up on it. Maybe it'll focus, maybe it won't. Camera's not really meant for it, but it's not popped. It seems to be intact. So I'm probably just gonna clean it back up, put it back in, see if maybe I can test it. Okay, it's getting voltage through that side. But other than that, gonna have to move on. So let's reassemble real quick. here. So as you saw, or may not have seen, instead of using the multimeter, I just did test light. With the car off, I still got power to this port and none of the other three, as expected. Then I turned the car in the on position where the check engine light would come on, things like that. And still, the only power is to that one. Let's get a little closer. So I've got a problem with the ignition power somewhere. I kind of wish these allowed for... So I tested the connection on that from one bolt to the other. I just checked the resistance to see if there was any, and it was like 0.1 or something, so nothing too special. I'm going to say a lot apparently. Next thing I will do is I'm going to find out which fuse under the steering wheel is the ignition and see if I can replace that, because the diagram that I showed you earlier hopefully shows the ignition fuse in that path. There is only, to light up one of these, whichever one it is, it should literally be going here, through a fuse, then power this. Oh, sorry, then power one, whichever port it is, it should be powering at that point. Because I don't think there was anything else in the way. And if you've already looked at the little document or the little diagram, then I could be talking out of my ass right now. Anyway, time to go research. So, I solved it. And the troubleshooting and that diagram that was in the video earlier was helpful, but it wasn't a traditional problem. I'll show you in a second, but instead of using a multimeter, I was able to solve it or find it by using just a little lead tester, which, you know, you ground and you touch on something that's supposed to have positive. So, I'll show you what the problem was now. So, here's where I'm going to show you how things have been and how they should be. Turn the key on. You notice everything lit up. Notice there's a... I don't know if you can see it there. Let me try and position this a little better. Ah, well, that kind of works. Oh, I see what's going on there. Pardon me. This is kind of new material. La 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 la. Okay, maybe that will give us an idea. Anyway, you see, let's see if my fingers will help here. Door open, somewhere around there, you see it. Oil is over here. But anyway, if you notice, there's no check engine light. Now, if I do this, once I find it, okay, let's see if I can do it now. There we go. If you notice, no check engine light. Check engine light. No check engine light. Check engine light. So yeah, let's give you a quick show of what the hell is going on. Oh, and pardon my shaky camera. Okay, you see it. There's the relay, or the fuse block down there. If you can hear, maybe. There's clicking when I push that. So, there's a wire behind that fuse or something that's just not making good contact. So I am going to probably just roll up some duct tape or electrical tape, cram it between the fuses, and then start the car. So let me fix the fuse real quick, then I'll show you me starting the beast. So here we go, moment of truth. We have everything on and started. Like a glove. So yeah. Now I'm just gonna burp the cooling system and let it get up to temperature, shit like that, because at this point I'll be keeping the car mobile for a while so I can troubleshoot any other electrical gremlins that I would carry over to the engine swap. But for now, this is more or less just, hey, is everything okay? Anyway, yeah, time for the closing. So now with resolution on this, that car can sit for a little bit. Normally I would not have just said, hey, just cram something in there. Like I rolled up some electrical tape, placed it between the two fuses just to give it contact. I'm not going to do a permanent fix on it because the only thing I care about in that car is the engine, harness, and bell housing. So the interior circuit box or fuse box doesn't matter to me because I'll probably go with like a painless or just some other generic one that's simpler. If I was keeping that car, it's probably like 4 screws that hold that little box in there. You'd probably want to take apart the rest of the dash to get a little better access to it, but it could probably be reasonably removed and probably figure out, is it just one of the metal, because each fuse will have, kind of a metal plug going into the back of the fuse box. And odds are one of them is just someone screwed with it before, or the wire wore out. Not wore out, but has kind of burned out or some shit. So it probably would be an easy fix for a permanent fix. But again, since I'm not keeping the car, is just make it movable. Right now I've got it running, topped off the coolant. I'm going to make sure that, okay, mechanically the motor's fine, fix any sensors or anything that might be a problem that I would carry over into the new car. So yeah, there's a little troubleshooting here and there, and if I run into any problems, I'll probably record something on how to replace it, diagnose it, shit like that, just to be useful for anyone who's actually doing something with an LS400. So anyway, hope it's slightly useful. Sorry it wasn't a more practical resolution that more people will have, but who knows? Maybe the SC400s and LS400s, this might be a slightly common issue, because if you go on the forums, you see it's pretty common for people to have like no check engine lights. Well, not pretty common, but it happens. No check engine lights. They replace ECU, make sure everything appears fine. And there were posts just like mine where, hey, the EFI main relay is not getting power. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hope it was useful. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Bye-bye.